Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 33 of the Ready Up Gaming Podcast. As always, my name is Niall. I'm the host of the pod. Joining me, as always, is the bald, bearded bruiser, Bobby Boucher. This week, we have a lot of news compared to previous weeks. So, Red Dead is coming back. We've got Take-Two hinting at GTA6, some information about Sony and their first party, and more about the PlayStation project CRONOS leaks, which is obviously in relation to the cloud streaming and more. So I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate. Bobby's been playing some Dark Souls, so we'll get his thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's your first time listening to the podcast, like and subscribe. If you don't understand what we're saying, put your speed to slower.
Yeah, stick it down a wee bit.
Other than that, welcome. So Bobby, how's your week off been?
Good, man. Fucking flat out gaming for a change.
So you're back on Monday then?
Yes,
back to work?
Back tomorrow. I don't know how I'm getting in there because my van was away getting fixed.
What was wrong with your fan?
I just needed a wee service and stuff, so I don't have it. I don't know how I'm
who fixes your van? Is it someone local or
the rental company. The fella I work for, he rents all the vans out and they just go in anytime they need to get fixed or whatever. Because I was at the week off. Usually if that would happen when I'm in working, they would just give me a replacement there and then, but obviously with me being off, I don't have it. So I'll probably have to get my
mum. So what's happening? How are you getting?
Probably have to get my mum. I'll have to text her and see if she'll bring me in the morning. She gets up for work early anyway, so she's up earlier than me.
We were talking about your mum earlier. That sounds really wrong. We were talking about your mum earlier. You get your mum to buy all your Chineses when you go to her house for all your family?
If it did, yeah. Like it was when we went to book the holiday there the other day. Obviously because I paid the full half. She didn't have to pay a deposit or anything, so I says, well, you didn't have to pay a deposit, so you can take us out for lunch.
That's ridiculous, mate.
Omniplex. And
where'd you go for lunch?
Well, it was meant to be KFC, but then I will walk past Boudin's and I was like, oh, it looks alright, don't it? And she's like, right, let's go.
Oh, you fucking went here. You went up a lot in the fucking revenue front there from KFC to Boudin's.
And it was like 70 odd quid for her, me, and the 3 kids above me.
Where was the girl, the wife?
She stayed at home.
Fuck. Does she get on with your man?
Oh, yeah.
Lovely. So you made your man.
Don't have a 7-seater, so.
Right, so you went from what's probably about a £25 KFC to about 70 quid Boudin's because you didn't have to pay a deposit.
It was about £77. I remember she got the fucking the receipt, the bill, and she was like, £77. I said, oh, yeah, sure, Wayne. She's like, fucking Wayne was 4 quid.
You're a gypsy. Did you not even pay anything?
No, I didn't. No.
What's your work as?
Civil servant.
All right, it's good money, is it not?
Yeah. Oh, why? Good.
Fuck her.
Money. Exactly. Exactly. And then she wanted me to go on holiday. It was her that was pushing me to go on holiday. So I was like, right, well, I was on the way in the car. I was like, I think we should pay half each. I think that's fair. And she was like, right,
okay. I can't say anything. My mum's like yapping for us to go to TLOU Park, and I really don't want to go, but we're going next Sunday. So it's fucking dear. TLOU Park is like €40 each. My mum.
TLOU Park anymore?
It's Emerald Park.
Emerald something, isn't it?
So my mom paid for the kids. I just paid for me and Lindsay. It's going to cost me like what's €80, and then diesel's gonna be like fucking 40 quid. So there's like a big fucking roller coaster. It's like 100-foot drop, wooden. And I started watching like videos of it last night. And I'm weird with roller coasters, so I think when I was like 8, we went to Blackpool, and I near fell out of the roller coaster I shouldn't have been on. I probably wasn't even. I actually would have been 6. I was kind of like, I wasn't gonna fall out, but I thought I was. So kind of terrified. But I started watching like videos of them, and my feet were getting soaking. And I said to Lindsay, I put my foot on Lindsay last night, and she goes, "Get the absolute fuck! You must just be out of the shower. They are drenched." And I was like, "Nope."
That's dirty.
I was nervous, mate. Do you know what's the bad thing about roller coasters? Standing in the line waiting to get on it, and like just questioning everything. And they're like an hour wait usually, so you're like, fuck.
That's exactly the way do you know what, roller coasters I'm not so bad with, but it's them silly ones that throw you upside down and like just throw you up and then hold you for a minute and then just drop you. No need for that.
Well, there's a guy on YouTube called Tom Scott, and he's definitely on the spectrum, right? I think I sent this in to you, but he went into Alton Towers for the day, but he got in like early and for free, and it was empty. And he has like an irrational fear of roller coasters, and you see him. Have you ever been to Alton Towers?
No.
So Alton Towers, basically, it's obviously in over in England's theme park. It's actually really good, but he went on like the Sweet Doozy one. He's like, this is my limit, this is my limit. And then he went on to one called the Wicker Man, which is like a wooden roller coaster, and he's screaming at the start, and then he just starts laughing. And he's like, I actually like roller coasters, and he goes on everything. So it's like it's just a fear at the start rather than anything. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he says that feeling that you're butterflies, like that's all in your head. Like that's if you're tensing up and stuff. That shouldn't actually be a feeling that a lot of people do get. Do you get that? The sinking feeling?
Yeah, like I get it as well if the kids are going on it.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nerves.
I just
It's
my nerves
nerves.
to them.
It's like yeah, fucking hell. Yeah. So obviously when we were in Portugal, I went on the water roller coaster and I thought I was big balls, and then we came off and Hermel was watching the kids and I goes, "Where's Logan?" He goes, "Oh, there he is there," and pointed to the roller coaster that I just came on. And I thought I was big balls, and he was on his way up, and I was like, he does not know what he's in for.
No, like most of my kids are like, I have just no fear with it, and I'm sitting there like, no, just too dangerous, boys. Just don't go on it.
Yeah, but so that to look forward to. So we'll be recording the podcast if we can, probably next Saturday or Friday.
Aye, Friday or Saturday, whatever.
Yeah, because Spurs are playing Man United, and Saturday night Harry Kane has left. I watched them play. So he signed yesterday for Bayern, and he ended up playing last night. And Bayern, who are top of their league last year, got destroyed last night, which was great. And Harry Kane came on and looked lost. So I felt bad for him though at the same time.
It was like a game they shouldn't have lost it as well, wasn't it?
I think it was RB Leipzig, so RB is Red Bull. They actually own the team.
Oh, well, there you go then.
But it was a good match. So Spurs are playing at 2:00 here. I'm excited for the new Premier League season. Will you be watching Leeds in the Championship, Bobby?
If they're on TV.
If they're on TV. So you've done well last week of football. So you've been a wee bit active, haven't you? Trying to get your cardio.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I've actually been out walking most days. Went down and played some football down at the park as well.
Lovely, just with the local kids.
Just with my own kids.
No, you just went up to the cage with the local kids and said, "Hello, young kids, can I play with you?"
Like see some kids down there, like they're absolutely wee assholes.
I love how you were a wee asshole.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like I'm not now.
I specifically remember walking home from school one day, and you and your wee brother and Rianne were there, and your wee brother said something. I looked at him, and you laughed, and I was like, "What?" You were. That's my only. I was not an emo, but that's like my only experience with you ever. Actually, I remember. Obviously, we had a mutual friend, for anyone listening, called Steve. Steve was very well off, millionaire. So we were all friends, but I wasn't friends with you. But I remember there would be like a cross pollination sometime where like you were walking past to go out and I was coming in.
Yeah, see,
weird.
He's very like I still is to this day. Whereas if he has a friend group, he will segregate them from the other people because he's a completely different person around whichever friend group he is, which is weird.
Nah, Steve's just fucking Steve everywhere from what I've seen anyway. Well, maybe.
Nah, there's a side you don't know.
Oh, really? Right. But you were always shy. Still think you're shy?
Think so?
Shy Bobby. Yeah, I said the other day.
I wasn't in school. Like, no, I was a class clown. Like, I was the arsehole.
It was.
Then sure, you weren't in my class because you were in the class with all the disabled.
That was for 1 year. I was in the D class with literal people with learning difficulties. What? Well, it's not my fault. I didn't do my 11 plus, but I'll be honest, in school, I don't know, I didn't pay attention in school. Like, I didn't even ask questions. Like, right now, if I didn't understand something, I have to find out the answer. Whereas I was in school, probably fucking not knowing how to do times tables and just like, nah, not asking.
I didn't really pay attention or revise or anything, but I was naturally smart. So that's why I always ended up staying in the A class because I always got threatened to go down because of my behaviour.
Could have been in my class, but you had to go down 2 slots.
I had to go down 2 slots, but because all my exams, I always passed them all. They couldn't really put me down.
So Jared, my mate, now there was people in my class the first year before I got moved up with literal Down syndrome. Now there's nothing wrong with being Down syndrome, but the whole thing was my friend Jared actually done worse than the people with Down syndrome. So it just shows you, not all learning difficulties or a hindrance. Sometimes people are just generally.
See, like a lot of autistic people are like super, super fucking smart.
Yeah. That's Rain Man. Do you watch Rain Man?
No.
Then Dustin Hoffman, Tom Cruise. He has autism. Yeah. There you go. So Bobby, what about we were talking about phones earlier, and I have a theory on phone size. So I like having. I asked Lindsay this, by the way. So anyone listening, we were talking about the new iPhone coming out. And I have an iPhone 14 Pro. And you'd mentioned about the Max. So do you have an iPhone Pro Max at the moment?
No, what I had before was the 11 Pro Max.
And I just had 11 for the 14.
Like, do you know what? It's just fucking annoyingly big now. And I hate
having unwieldy.
Use the fucking You know the way you can do an iPhone, you can make it half screen.
Yeah.
I've always happened to do that there from texting one hand, lying in bed or whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just.
Fuck that.
And you know another main reason was actually it didn't fit in the Mercedes in my car.
Oh,
So
I
like
thought that was Demi's nickname.
no, so my wee phone holder that I actually ended up having to get a new phone holder anyway, but it wouldn't fit in the window because it was just the gap from the dash to the window was just too small.
It's mental.
So I ended up getting the 13.
Oh, okay. You're a peasant. You're down a grade.
No, sorry, 13 Pro.
Oh, you're down a grade still.
But
Yeah.
the reason why I didn't get the 14 was because the 15 is meant to be the one that has a USB-C.
Yeah. Just
So
get the
like,
O2 switch up.
That's what I'll do. I'll do this here in September. So the way I work it with my mum is she'll pay.
Oh my god, that's pro.
Here, no, she's getting a good deal. Look, she'll pay the upgrade fee, which at the minute it's like 500 or something. I'll probably go down to either 400 and something, or like really low end of 500 by September. And then she pays that, gets a new phone from me because I keep my phone like really good condition. I have glass screen protectors and all that carry on. She gets that phone for cheaper than what she would having to buy it, and then I get my new upgrade.
Oh, she gets a second-hand phone.
But it's like brand new. She gets a 13 Pro.
Oh, well, let me just actually price this, right? I'm going to hop on eBay right now and see how much you're ripping off your mum. So
13
Pro.
Pro.
Go on eBay. 13 Pro. I'm going to check eBay, everyone, if you're listening.
Space grey.
Just bear with me. Doesn't matter if it's fucking green and white and orange.
256 gigabyte.
iPhone, okay. iPhone 13 Pro. At the moment, is Bobby's mum getting ripped off? No. Okay, she's not. I'll give you that.
How much by?
Yeah. 13 Pro goes, well, actually, there's one there going for 265. That seems, it's parts only. Brand new, 490, but then it's bidding. To buy, you're talking about 649 to 739, so she's not
getting the bar. She always gets the bar. I wouldn't rip her off.
Not for our Bodine's fucking food, me.
The thing is, about that too, it wasn't even nice. Well, mine wasn't.
What'd you get?
I got a. See, that's how I actually thought about it, because I usually get a steak, and the steak was too dear, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just get the salted chili chicken. But it came with like some weird Korean barbecue sauce. I was thinking, wasn't nice. And I do like barbecue sauce, but it was weird.
Oh, okay.
Kind of ruined it.
Gotta pick smart when you're at the restaurant, but
I know. I told her, next time I don't care, I'm just getting the steak.
So to kind of loop back, iPhone 14 Pro Max, the Pro Max. The Max is the bigger version. So I like holding it in one hand. So I was thinking there must be a correlation between phone size and what you prefer penis-wise. Now, we obviously asked the question last week, am I gay? I don't think I'm gay. I know I'm not gay, okay?
I don't think so.
What was it? Because I was playing The Sims, I was like, I might be gay. But I was like, I came home and I goes, Lindsay, would you want the iPhone Pro Max? And she was like, why? And I was like, no, why? Do you like the bigger phone? And she was like, no. And I was like, thank fuck. But saying that,
that's good. Did you actually confirm with her that this, like, what you were thinking though?
Yeah. And
she laughed.
She laughed.
Like, oh no, it's okay now.
I think she's just doing it to make me feel good.
Probably.
But yeah. So the normal iPhone is like a 6.1 inch. Mine's is like a 5.7 inch or 5.8. So she might prefer a wee bit bigger than me then. So, what do you think? Do you think it's wrong? What size is Demi's phone?
She has the S21. So I actually think it's maybe bigger than our iPhone.
Oh, dear God.
I think so. It's around the same size as our iPhone, or just maybe a wee bit bigger.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you wish it was bigger.
But it's thinner.
No, she doesn't like the Garfy ones.
It's thinner. Her phone's thinner. Oh, she likes Android, so it don't really count.
Just remember, mate, like before you, she helped put someone's penis back in when it fell out.
Thanks.
When falling out sounds weird. Like it doesn't flop out. Obviously, when the person she last had intercourse with thrusted out, he maybe came out too much on his back thrust, and it just kind of tore out of the vaginal walls and past the labia, and then she had to kind of maybe like fondle it back in.
Did you ever put Lindsay on this as well?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Mate, what do you think you were doing?
Fucking dirty bastard. Yeah, it has to be asked. You know, you think about Kanye. Like Kanye has a video of his girl ex-girl getting rinsed online. Now, if your girlfriend had a video online of her getting rinsed, would you watch it?
No. I think you would.
You'd have to. I'm sorry. You'd have to kind of be like, what's happening here?
I don't
And
think
then
I
you
would
just
want
have to
to.
tell
I'd
yourself
be curious.
those are not pleasure sounds. They're pain and sadness.
She just doesn't want it.
Yeah. So welcome to the Ready Up podcast. This week, in terms of news, we're going to get started. Anyone who is a fan of Red Dead Redemption and was excited with the idea that was put forward by a fan of the show, Kieran, wrongfully, once again, that it was going to be a full remake.
I told you when he said that. I was like, no,
I know,
fucking
that's
no
winding up.
chance.
I'm
I thought
only
it would be more
winding
than
you up, by
this.
the way, Kieran.
Thought it'd be more than
Yeah.
this, though.
This is disgusting. So, item
Isn't it?
one, Rockstar is bringing Red Dead Redemption to modern platforms. So, Rockstar Games is re-releasing the original Red Dead Redemption on 2 modern platforms, Nintendo Switch and PS4, giving owners a chance to play the open world Western adventure natively. So, both games are going to be released. Well, one game is going to be released digitally on both platforms, August 17th. So, that is Thursday? Thursday?
Thursday,
Yeah,
yeah.
strange. Physical release is planned for October 13th. The eShop, this is a big one. The PlayStation and eShop versions will cost $50.
What are we looking at? Do you think 40 quid?
40 quid, still much. The re-release will include Undead Nightmare, which brought
Nice.
zombies into the world. Multiplayer isn't included. And then Take-Two says Red Dead Redemption port pricing is commercially accurate. Right. Bobby, talk to me.
This is fucking horrible, isn't it? Absolutely.
Why are you saying it sounds good? It's like, no, that sounds right.
The price?
40 quid.
Yeah. I don't think
You think that's okay?
Yeah, I don't think they could release it any cheaper than that, realistically.
What? Do you understand? There's no improvements
I
whatsoever.
understand. Well, yes, we're getting higher resolution and stuff.
Are we getting higher resolution? Is that confirmed?
Yeah, we're getting higher resolution.
So what are we actually getting?
I'll Google it now.
You think the notes would maybe include that, you cheeky bastard?
Well, here, you fucking do them.
Right, so Xbox One version, the Series X, what you get with that, anyone listening, is
better.
You'll get a 4K resolution boost, locked to 30. So that is free of charge. And if you own the game, you can literally buy the game online at like £6. If you own it digitally, I think I bought it for $14.99 on the Xbox store. And you'll get that with the Xbox version. So I think personally, let's find out what the boost is. Just waiting on Bobby.
I can't really see it. I've clicked on a couple here and let me see. I've seen screenshots of the difference of it. Let's see if you actually go on your phone and you can actually see it on the PlayStation Store because I wishlisted it last night.
Let's see, Red Dead PS4 differences. Let's have a.
But it's
Are you sure?
It's still 30, but visually it's better. I know that.
So it looks better. Let me just have a look. So port versus original. Okay, so I'm looking at screenshots. Is there improvements? It looks like the lighting. There is some. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say this because there's a scene of the original, and it's a guy sitting there. There's no grass, and there's a wee bit of grass. So yeah, okay, there is a bit of an upgrade, nothing major. So let me have a look. So dynamic weather, recreate the same conditions. They couldn't recreate the same conditions because obviously dynamic weather. Sorry. So is it still 30 FPS? Is it still 1080p or sorry?
It's 30 FPS. I think it is a PS4 Pro enhanced as well. It's not 4K. I know it's not 4K because I've seen all the fucking arguing over on Twitter saying like Xbox is still the better place to actually play it because it is 4K.
Well, this is the problem. So you've got Red Dead 1, right? It's going to be 30, or that would be touted. Okay. It was on PS Cloud, so you could stream it.
PS4
so
Pro
taken
enhanced.
That off.
That's what it says on the actual page on PlayStation here.
Okay. What are we getting? I love how they're not telling us. It's like, that's enhanced.
I'd say I don't think they've announced officially, but now if you look at the screenshots on your phone, it looks good.
Oh, fuck, mate. So it's out this month, and it's not a remaster. It's kind of what they're even touting.
Like, it looks really good.
Really? But then, so does it look good on... Though. It looks good on Xbox as well. So personally, if they're not putting any effort into really a frame rate, if it's literally just a resolution bump, this game should be max $24.99.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
If it's literally just a port that's up.
I think you can get away with it for 40 quid on the because it's Red Dead. I think they can get away with it.
Doesn't matter if they get away with it. It's like,
Do I agree with it? No. But
but considering what they've done with you think literally considering what they've done with GTA trilogy, the debacle that was, that they're going to try and do goodwill, but they haven't. They're literally just fucking themselves over, because I'll tell you what, see if GTA 6 comes out. See if GTA 6 comes out and it's bad, they're going to get fucking crucified. Now,
that trilogy, the GTA trilogy, still sold.
Yeah,
quite a lot.
I know.
You know, although there was so much wrong with it, it still sold quite a lot. That's the thing, like, it's still sell.
But there's only so much of that they can get away with. Look at like a fucking CD project with Cyberpunk. Now, is GTA going to be like that? No, probably not.
Absolutely not.
They're going to start being they're starting, not saying victims, they're going to start being the bad guys recently, because obviously it was Dan Houser left Rockstar. He was kind of like the native, like one of the main guys. But that doesn't bode well.
It's frustrating because, like, this here on just give it even 60, even fucking 60.
If it was 40 quid and 60, I'd be like, right, okay,
100%.
But the fact that how much development would have went into this, you know, bear in mind, like, yes, I get it that you're putting it from the PS3 to PS4, so there's gonna be some work required. But if it is just a simple resolution bump and nothing else, then. But looking at those images, there is some improvements, but I don't know why they're not showing us. Just give us a fucking remaster. Like, if this was a proper remaster, what would you expect to pay?
If it was full on remastered, I would expect to pay 70 quid.
For just not like a remake, a remaster.
Oh, a remaster?
Yeah. Because it's not a remaster, is what they're saying.
Yeah, well, if it was if it was a proper remaster and what are we talking, 60 FPS?
Yeah.
I'd pay 60 quid.
Yeah.
Me, yeah, I'd pay 60 quid. I love the game. Remaster. If it was 60 FPS, properly remastered, 60 quid all day.
Better graphics, a wee bit of improvements here and there. Yeah, that makes sense. But
there's no online with this one either as well. That's another difference between this and the 360 one, because that's still available, the online.
Fuck, I feel like a dick being so hyped for fucking remake on the Red Dead 2 engine and so on, but I knew it was a pipe dream just with animations.
I didn't think that was true whatsoever when I heard it. I was like, no, as I got the most, they'll up-res the fucking textures and things like that there and get the resolution a bit higher, which they have done, but they haven't given me 60 FPS.
So what's this mean for GTA 4 then?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. I mean,
it's going to come over 4, then.
But then, see, again, you'll have the same thing if it comes over.
It's going to be the exact
Switch, same. But then the difference is it actually runs 60 on Xbox.
Exactly.
Because they went back and done the back thing.
No, they didn't.
Did they not?
It's unlocked on Xbox. It always has been.
Oh, okay. So what they done was they bumped the resolution
on PlayStation. Yeah. No, they didn't touch the resolution.
Did they not?
No. Resolution's still 720p. Doesn't look too bad. Like, it actually doesn't look too bad. But I believe they didn't touch it. So I'm going to actually check Xbox Series X, GTA 4 enhancement. So if they're able to bring that next gen and up the resolution, then fantastic. And do you know why? You know, like we're saying, they must have remastered the graphics. They haven't. Do you know how I know they haven't? Because they're not bringing it to Xbox. Because it's already there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So GTA, not GTA, but Red Dead's generally it's going to be the same. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me.
Frustrating.
Yeah, so it's 60 FPS. Always had an unlocked frame rate. Yeah,
that's why it's better on backpat on Xbox, because it is 4K.
Is it for what?
Yeah.
Oh, Red Dead.
Yeah, Red Dead. Yeah.
Red Dead is actually getting 4K.
Then you've had the GTA ports. You've had the Red Dead now. Hold on 2 seconds till I shut these kids up.
I'll beat them.
That's me back.
I'm a shit.
The GTA. Yes, so had the trilogy. We had Red Dead. Both ports have been very minimal, so I'm not optimistic about a GTA 4.
Right. So this is where GTA could get an improvement, because it is 720p on Xbox. So if it even gets to 1080p or 4K, fantastic. Do you know I play GTA 4 on my PlayStation? I was able to render it out at 8K, and it must have been 2018. or 27. Actually, it was 20. Logan was one. It was 2017, and it must have been on my, must have been a 980, a 980 Ti. So I was able to do 8K 60. Obviously, it was just down something. I just tested it because it allowed me to put it up and see how far I could push it.
Aye.
But interesting. And
Are you getting it?
GTA or Red Dead or GTA?
Red Dead.
No, I played Red Dead on my Xbox halfway through.
Oh, did you?
Maybe a year ago, and I still was like, nah, couldn't be bothered.
It wouldn't be bad on the Switch, just lying back and chilling on it, you know.
Switch would be kind of where I'm playing it. And to be fair, see with Switch, it's fucking ridiculous. That Titan Quest that we were talking about, obviously, well, that's not in the news. We can't touch on it a bit, but because there's sequels announced there. That is 35 quid on the Nintendo Switch, and it's 4 quid on console right now. And it's a fucking 16-year-old game, but it was remastered. It's like, Switch has this fucking tax on it. It's fucking ridiculous that you just pay dear for everything.
People pay it though.
And I was thinking, why is that? You know, why is it? Is it because then you start going, I was thinking, there's not as much users as PlayStation. And I'm like, wait there. Switch is fucking like 100 and like, yeah.
There's more.
But they obviously don't buy a lot of things apart from first party, really, then I'm guessing. Continuing on about Take-Two, obviously the parent company of GTA. In their latest earnings report, they had a mention of GTA 6. And they've hinted at a late 2024 or early 25 release. Basically, it says active development is well underway on GTA 6, the same wording Rockstar used when it announced the game over a year ago. CEO Strauss Zelnick has dropped a hint that the company will be releasing something major in the 25 fiscal year. Which seems likely to be a highly anticipated sequel to GTA. It's clear from the Take-Two's forecasting that GTA 6 won't be released within the 24 fiscal year, which ends March 31st, 2024. Though that we could see the game that early. Though unlikely that we could see the game that early. Fuck me. So basically, they've hinted that 25 is the fiscal year, which runs from April 24 to March 25th. March 25 would have a significant inflection point, which we believe would include new records of operating performance. In short, from me butchering that, by the way, GTA seems like it's going to be between late 24 or 25. What's your thoughts? Do you feel like that's a good year? It's a bit,
it's about time, isn't it?
Fucking right. So you have two different teams, don't you? Someone doing GTA, another team doing Red Dead. So, fuck me, you're talking 12 years since the last GTA game, and
that's crazy.
7 years, typically from Red Dead. Mental.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider that they brought out 3 GTA games on the PS2 in 3 years.
Do you think if GTA Online wasn't as big of a hit, we would have seen GTA 6 sooner?
Absolutely.
I think so as well.
Fuck GTA Online.
It's a money bucket like GTA Online.
Like.
Hopefully 2024. Fucking sooner the better. I can't wait for it. Like, it's going to be huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah. And I think we should talk about kind of monetary. We don't have this in the news, but I think it's actually worth talking about because it is being reported a bit everywhere. You know, obviously you're seeing the kind of overwhelming reception on Baldur's Gate. I don't know if we bring this in now or
bring it in. I've got
I'm not going to talk about my thoughts on it, but like with Baldur's Gate, obviously I'm just going to talk because of GTA Online. So much praise, and developers are coming out angry because basically a lot of people are saying this is how games should release, and a lot of developers think it's just kind of unrealistic. What's your thoughts on the kind of getting a fully fledged game, no microtransactions? The game's very interactive. You've got literally voice casting everywhere. Everything's interactable. What do you think the state on that at the moment? Given
we kind of touched on it during the week, like a wee bit, but I don't think it should be praised for not having microtransactions or anything.
It actually shows you how shitty things are at the moment in gaming.
Yeah, like that's you're praising a game, but just simply because, no doubt, obviously it's a good game. It's got lots going on for it and stuff like that. But I don't think it should be praised just, this doesn't have microtransactions. This is the way games need to be, because that's the way the games are now. Like most of them, not even most of them. Just there's a lot of single player stuff that doesn't. That I played this year, that doesn't have anything online. God of War, like Dead Island 2 played, Sekiro obviously I played, Returnal. So much stuff doesn't have microtransactions.
I think what's happened, it must be, what games this year really? I think it's just coming off the back of like Diablo and it being kind of an isometric view, it's a very strange thing that it's getting praised so much when other games that are doing something similar aren't now. God of War isn't. I'm not gonna say ambitious. I don't mean that because it definitely is, but I mean it's not the same as style
I
of
know what you
game.
mean.
Do
I know
you know
what
what I
you
mean?
mean.
It's like
Yeah, it
if
hasn't got all
Sky
that
like
choice and things they got there, and lots to do and all that there. Carry on. More
put it
linear.
this way, will Starfield have any pay to? Is that having any like
No,
pay to win feature? Do you know what I mean? Will that be praised?
no, because it's the Xbox.
I don't think it's, but I think it's not even to do with X. Well, then Oblivion, with there they might do because Oblivion actually, Oblivion started all this. Do you know that?
Oblivion.
Yeah, Oblivion's what started the whole DLC fucking shit. Do you
Oh,
not know that?
DLC. No, well, Starfield has DLC. I know that. Come on.
But what's that? No, but like paid. Like I'll give an example. So Oblivion started it because what Oblivion brought out was paid horse armor. Did you ever hear this?
No.
Literally, they brought it like it was 15 quid for like paid horse armor DLC, and then they started the whole thing open, and the floodgates just opened with all the extra cosmetics and shit. So did Fallout have any?
Drop me earphone.
You dropped your earphone, right? Okay. But this is the pro. So it is maybe. I think it's more a warning sign. This year it's starting to get a bit more kind of leaning towards it. You've got Diablo being very predatory in a
No, hold
sense
on a
with
minute.
its,
Diablo
yeah,
4 wasn't.
with its item shop,
Ah,
20
but
quid
it's
skins.
just cosmetic though. It was Diablo Immortals. It was pay to win. I don't mind cosmetics. If you want them, buy them. If you don't, just don't. Get over it and don't complain about it. If it's pay to win, then that's fair enough. There's no point. Like, 'cause I started Diablo Immortals, and then I was at the start, and then people were saying, "Oh yeah, you need to pay to win," kind of thing, or else
No, I
you're
don't mind. I don't mind. I personally don't mind
like battle
paid
passes and all. I
cosmetics.
love it. If
But
you,
at the same time, if you didn't have paid cosmetics, you would have a better game.
I don't know.
Right. So I'll give you a scenario.
I know older games
See
you
the
used to.
best looking paid cosmetic, right? That's in Diablo.
Uh,
If you were, and I'll give you this, imagine this, you can get that and people will know how you earned it
yes,
because
I
you
know.
beat an
Yes,
extremely
that's what I
hard
was gonna
boss.
say. Yeah, so that there, like, yeah. But
So
there's
that's,
no reason why both can't coexist.
but then what they're doing is they're making the paid cosmetics better looking than the ones that you can do for rewarding you in game.
Yeah, I understand that there. Yeah, because
And
it
that's
would
kind of what was
be
very big
nice.
about. Yeah, that's what I loved about World of Warcraft. Like you see some people wearing an armor and you're like, they done this achievement in a game,
Aye.
which was fucking hard. Do you know what I mean? Which is now it's like, well, you just pay for it and no one cares.
Yeah, it was like
So
Sekiro
you
there
ruin.
because you could do certain endings. If you done them all, then you got different costumes, which you didn't even know about that there was.
No, that's
That's
pretty
quite
cool.
cool.
But imagine I just pay for it. It's like, well, you just lose all the kind of reward from it.
Yeah.
It's something I actually read a thread about it earlier, about fighting games where you pay for your characters, whereas before you used to do different things to
Tasks to
unlock
unlock them.
characters.
Yeah.
Like that, it does ruin a lot of kind of things. So I just think maybe Baldur's Gate's getting a lot of praise from it. Maybe it doesn't make sense to be getting praised so much from it when there is other games, but I think just coming off the back, I know there is things with Diablo. The guys are having emergency meetings, apologizing for their emergency meetings as well. Do you know this? The developers literally putting emergency live streams to like talk about issues they're having. Destiny aren't able to put certain armors out because of no time, but they're churning out armor at paid capacity and pushing that. Whereas it's just a whole thing with DLC at the moment. And then you've got
Aye.
like the Suicide Squad. So I think it's just people are maybe just pointing out now, going, look, keep this. We're gonna get behind this,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully we'll see more of that. People do get behind more in terms of big single player
The
games.
issue
But
is
they're
though that
unhappy.
this is where they make their money, and people, as long as people continue to buy all this stuff, they're going to continue to make it.
Yeah,
Like
but
me.
yeah, it's catch 22, isn't it? It
Mm-hmm.
is like it's shit, but at the same time, like what do you expect? Games are getting dare to make, and then yeah. But I just want to touch on that.
Yeah.
We didn't have it in the notes, and we're gonna always talk about Baldur's Gate soon, and you can see how much I hate it or love it. Interesting. Item 3: Sony has delayed several first-party PlayStation games out of the fiscal year. So, according to Sony's latest financial report, several first-party titles intended to launch within the current fiscal year were internally delayed and pushed beyond March 2024. Sony claims the impact of changes in the launch dates of a portion of first-party titles has negatively affected its fiscal 23 forecast. So that means these games will now release either at some point in mid to late 2024 or early 25. Sony obviously doesn't name the games that were internally delayed, though we can take a good guess based on what we're still waiting on release dates for. Stellar Blade is a promising look title that we've seen a lot of, though it may not fall under the first party label since it's only been published by Sony. What is Stellar Blade? Is that the one we like the look of?
Yeah, that was one that was shown
At that event that we liked the look of? It was like ninja-esque. It was kind of like a Dark Souls-esque.
No, not that one.
Okay.
It was the show before in 2021, I think, and it was
Right.
it was like you were a girl in it, and it was called something else. It was called Project Eve, maybe.
Oh, is it the one about like Is it Capcom? There's one like Capcom are doing with like a show like a fucking space
No,
thing.
it's
Remember
not.
that?
No, I don't think it's the Capcom. I can't remember which one it was, but I think it was maybe Project Eve. That's what the name of it was before it actually got its full name. I think
All
that's
right.
the one that
Okay.
we're on about. It's kind of like a. It looked a wee bit Devil May Cry.
Interesting. Um, Also, there's the Last of Us multiplayer title, and
Yeah.
reported delayed earlier this year. Another game that Sony may have originally wanted to release in the next 8 months. Also possible that Sony may have wanted the highly rumored Twisted Metal reboot to launch close to the release of the TV show. Though the reported switch of developers from Lucid Games to Firesprite may have thrown those plans into disarray as well. And that's a show I haven't watched. There's a few. It's all out, isn't it? Twisted
We
Metal.
can't watch it yet over here legally.
We can sail the fucking high seas.
Yeah, because I actually want. Do you know what? It's actually getting good praise. I
Yeah, it'd be
want to
good.
watch it. But like, I imagine they did have a game, the Twisted Metal, that they wanted to release closer to the
Yeah,
time because
yeah.
that's kind of what they're doing at the minute anyway with all that stuff.
Quite worrying because what's next? Obviously, we've got Spider-Man. After
That's
Spider-Man, like
Spider-Man.
next year's like a bit like what? What's
That's
happening?
what I mean. Like that's what we were talking about before. Like we need another showcase because we need to know what's coming next year. Like what they have cooking at least.
Fuck first party anyway, mate. Like like I think I talked to you about this. It's like if I look back at my favorite games of all time, is there first party games in my top 10? Maybe. Like probably. Like but I probably actually would say most of them. I would say 80 to 90% of my top 10 list is third party games. What about you?
I'm trying to think. First party from PlayStation, God of
Like
War,
God of War. You would
obviously.
God of War. Yeah.
Last of Us as a series, I would probably have to put somewhere in there. On the Xbox side, I can't really think anything on Xbox side. So
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like it's I've even at that I love obviously like Uncharted 4, The Last of Us, and so on. Very good narrative games, but like they don't have like a special place in my heart.
yeah, like I
You
like
know.
Gears and stuff on the Xbox side, but I wouldn't put them in my top games ever. Like I would probably be the likes of GTA, Red Dead,
Yeah. Stuff that you're kind of nostalgic for as well, which obviously plays a part. But yeah, like when you think about that,
Control.
you're like, fuck first party a lot of times,
And
you
you know
know.
what? Like I was actually on the Switch the other day playing Crash Bandicoot, and I was like, do you know what? Like Warped is probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Warp's great.
Yeah,
Fantastic game. Actually, I was playing that recently on the Switch.
it's one of my favorites of all time. Like,
I have great memories. Crash Bandicoot 2 was one of I think it might have been the first PlayStation game I ever played on. My mum got me it.
so I
Loved
think
it.
one of mine was Crash Bandicoot that
Fantastic.
I played on.
Fantastic.
I can't remember whose it was. It was a relative of some sort, but I remember playing Crash Bandicoot. And I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And the first Sparrow as well.
I need to go back and play them. You know that's something that
Oh, so good.
I should play. Like, but I was debating PlayStation, but it's fairly or just do it on the Switch, which I have anyway. So
It's nice in the
I
Switch.
have
Like it's on PC. You can only get like 48.
48 FPS.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of locked to.
That's weird. Fuck that then.
Yeah, so we
But
might as well
yeah,
just do console. Me and Dammy actually done the Crash, the three of them whenever it came out.
they're fucking hard.
Here,
First one.
fucking play Crash 4, mate, and then you'll know what's hard.
Good, actually should, mate. I played it when it first
really
came
good.
out there. Yeah,
I
I'm
beat it
gonna.
just like
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna download it on my PlayStation to fart about
do
on.
like
Just
it's really hard though. Like it genuinely is hard. Once you get in further into it, like the platform is really hard. It feels so good though. Like they've done such a good job of it. Like
who did the PS? Who did the Crash Bandicoot 4? Was it still Vicarious Visions or was that? No, it was Toys for Bob, wasn't it? The guys who did Spyro.
no,
No, you sure?
Yeah,
I should try the Spyro one. I'm very nostalgic for Spyro. Like I remember renting it and playing it.
I'd actually done Sparrow on. I think I have it actually on PlayStation. I done it on the Xbox and got the full 1000G for the first one.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna try it.
I
I
think
mean,
it's
I
Toys
really,
for Bob.
I
It is
love.
Toys for Bob. You were right.
There you are. Fuck you, Bobby.
Toys for
Tell
Bob.
me I'm a liar. I'm joking. Moving on. So item 4, PlayStation Project CRONOS leaks. So
CRONOS.
earlier this week, that's what I said.
CRONOS.
Chronos. Earlier this week, PS5's cloud streaming beta officially rolled out to some PS5 users, and whilst we were only able to gather that the streaming will support up to 4K, insider gaming sources have provided us with more information. So internally named Project Chronos, whatever you want to say, the new streaming architecture aims to build a robust PS5 streaming experience that will serve as a major step up forward in the company's growth in the ever-growing market. So basically, it's understood that the development began 5 years ago due to the complexity surrounding the PS5's SSD. Whilst the SSD is very fast in the PS5, it created a new challenge that made it impossible for Sony to develop the infrastructure needed using current technology in the market. Yeah, I don't know why would that create issue. It's in here, functionality and latency. Is it because things load? I don't know how that would work actually.
I don't know.
Like
I think
why it would be an issue.
they're trying to just beef up their SSD again.
Right. So the
And
final
they get
product
horny
is a
over it.
custom. Yeah, the final product is a custom storage server under the codename Kura, which reads up to 5 GB a second with under 1 milliseconds latency, which is actually insane. Sources said that Sony will have a total of 28 data centers across 15 metros for the PS5 cloud streaming rollout, with its plans to fully launch the feature in FY23. Do you know what? Sony were like the first guys that really pushed. Like, so they ended up. I remember there was a company that was doing PC cloud gaming, and I remember playing Mass Effect 2, just trying it on my. I had like a shit PC at the time, and was able to stream it, and I was like, "Fuck, this is cool." And Sony bought the studio or the company. I forget the name of them. And then obviously you've got Xbox here, right? Really, popping cloud everywhere. I've tried. I played God of War 3 on cloud a bit, and I've played the Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 games on cloud on the PlayStation. It's not great. What's it not great? I think Xbox do it better at the moment, but like,
do you know what is really good though? See not the actual it's classed as cloud, like I suppose, is the remote play for PlayStation.
yes, I've tried that. Yeah,
really good. Like
you're saying
is
it uses
really good.
upload speed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something different. Like it uses the upload rather than the download, and just it's so much better and so smoother. Like I played a lot of God of War 2018 whenever I was going through that last year on the backbone on my iPhone, and it was great. Inputs
This was with a Vita. I remember doing it with a Vita. Yeah, it was kind of like a whole touted thing. Like, oh, Vita will connect, and it didn't work too well. But
yeah. I think it's
so
good. Like if
what's
they
it?
can get it working, if they can get 4K working, like streams and stuff like that, that'd be class. Only
Unreal.
issue
And
is like,
you're
our internet be able to keep
that's
up
one
with that
gig. And
kind of.
if our internet can't do it, then you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's the whole problem is the wireless aspect. That's where the issue comes. To be honest with you, it's because once you bring that in, the latency goes to shit. So if
Yeah.
it needs to be hardwired, it'll probably need to be hardwired for 4K. I would say, like, and it's not saying your internet's not fast enough because people think that. It's just more having that connection, just to have because you lose. I think it's like packets and shit over wireless that you'll lose. I don't even know anything around that, but
Yeah.
whatever. But I think it was you who said so. Every game that you own can be streamed. Is that right?
That is the goal.
That would be fucking class.
That's the goal. At the minute, I think there's certain PS5 ones, mainly exclusives, I think, that you can do, that you own just rather than being on a complete service. But I think their goal is, and Xbox did announce this as well. They actually announced it before, but they haven't done it yet. They want your entire library that you own just to be able to stream, which is class.
It
It
is
does come
class.
true.
It's great. So what I like about it is, and this is what something obviously when rest in peace to Xbox, you can't, the console, not the actual, not the Xbox conglomerate, because I'm still, me and them are still friends. I'm gonna play Texas on my PC tonight or this week, but the whole fact that like you have a library when you're in that mood where you don't know what to play. When you start downloading shit and then you just download it to realize actually this isn't for me. See the fact that you can just fucking stream it right there and then, even just to find like it's even just as like a 1 hour trial. Is this something that I'm going to want to play? It's fantastic. I love it. It's actually fantastic. Like fantastic.
Do you
Great
know what's
idea.
confusing though? See about this Project Q that's coming out? Like it's pretty much just a remote play device. Like you can't actually
Right.
just stream. So I'm wondering, like, are they going to have updates, like software updates for where you can kind of just stream games rather than having to connect to the actual PlayStation? That's the only
Bound
thing that's
to.
kind of putting a lot of people off. Now I'll probably buy it because sitting in the house means I can just kind of go downstairs and have a native device, and the battery should be good on it because it's not actually you're not actually. It's not like a Steam Deck. You're not playing a game natively. You're just streaming it, so the battery life should be decent on it. So I'll probably
I
get
done
it.
I might on Elden Ring on the Steam Deck.
Oh, that's right.
Looked
Yeah, that
good.
was
Looked
good,
good.
wasn't it?
Yeah, just a bit of delay. See, mate, this is a problem with me.
It's something like that
Don't know
there. Like
yourself.
you have to go native for your rules and stuff like that. There, any like a millisecond out and fuck
Yeah,
you
you
over.
can feel it. I can feel it. I'm
Yeah,
just like, no. Whereas if you're playing fucking an RPG game, you're not going to care. Like, do you know what I mean? If you're playing a
yeah,
proper role playing, Baldur's Gate, for example, would be sweet on it.
yeah.
So yeah, but no, I'm excited. Like, this is good. Like, I like this whole style, but internet is still so fickle. Like, there's so much fucking problems with wireless. It's not. You've obviously got 5 GHz band now, which is shorter range but stronger connection. But if it, I wonder if we'll ever get to the stage where it's just everything's just perfect, like it is with
We're
streaming
bound to.
movies. It's so easy now. Whereas I
Bound to.
remember streaming in 2008 on DivX, it was web player, and I would
Mhm.
watch tort films. I remember when I first discovered that, mate. My life was changed. It was great. Buffering for fucking ages though beforehand, but no.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
that's the
well,
future.
it's
Anyway,
good.
once they reverse engineer all these UFOs they find and get all their technology, we'll be flying.
Honestly, at least they're doing it to the best console there is, PlayStation. Love it. Can I just say though, I really am loving my PlayStation again recently. Having that
Aye,
controller dock, got
isn't it
2
great?
good new controllers. Oh, it's fantastic. Great.
It's phenomenal because that's one thing is the PlayStation, the controllers, or the battery life's horrendous on them. But then obviously that's because you're getting all the haptics and the adaptive triggers and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and then you have a light on. And I have my sound off. I just turned my sound off because it was kind of annoying.
And me and Boulders have like a love hate. Like I love it. Sorry, or I hate it. No, I'm not saying anything else, but
Mm.
playing it on PC has good
Wishing it was
points.
on PlayStation.
But if it was on PlayStation, I reckon I would be a lot more happy just to
Yeah,
have it there. So to be fair, the fact that you do get the cross save is excellent. I think Witcher 3 has cross save, does it?
it
I've heard
does.
this.
But
But what?
there's something to do with Steam.
Is it GOG only?
You can bring
Good
it
old games.
over. No, you can bring it over, but once it's on like Steam or something, you can't bring it back.
Ah, fuck that.
It's something stupid like that.
Because the Nintendo Switch version has like proper cross save, like you can just carry on. This is like this whole thing. It used to do it with the Vita and the PS4 with 3 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You just carried on. It was great. Like it's just this whole. That's the way games should go. It's just fantastic. But yeah, I wish it was on my PlayStation, but I'll probably get it there anyway. Depending on how much. If I beat it, like I'm never going back to it. Probably that's the truth of it. But it's a big ass game.
Yeah.
So, item 5, Last of Us's director Neil Druckman confirms he's writing, directing a new PS5 game. While it was never really in doubt, Neil Druckman has confirmed he's writing and directing an unannounced PS5 game. Shuffles within Naughty Dog's executive ranks. Recently saw the Last of Us creator promoted to co-studio head, but it looks like he's going to retain a highly creative role within the company as he turns his attention to the developer's next project. That's like your guy, Miyazaki? Miyazaki from FromSoft. I think he's the owner, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
And he also directs. I didn't think he directed. I don't think he directed Sekiro though. I'm not too sure. There's strong speculation that this is going to be The Last of Us Part 3, but there's also been talk of a new intellectual property being in the pipeline at the California company. Obviously, it's been over 3 years since The Last of Us Part 2 launched, and while the teams remade the original game and a TV show in the interim, sounds like its long anticipated standalone multiplayer spin off has gone back to the drawing board. So, we'll keep this short and sweet. We don't need to go into tons of detail.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be The Last of Us 3?
Yeah, I do. And I hope it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
think
think
so.
there's a lot of buzz. Right. So, I think we can both agree on that. Do you think it's going to be the Last of Us game?
For a while, at least, yeah. I think this
I think
is
it's
good. This will
it's
end it out.
the end of Ellie's story.
Yeah,
That'll be the
definitely. I think so. I think they'll finish it with the trilogy, and then whenever this multiplayer game comes, if it comes, then that should be Last of Us wrapped up, and then we'll move on to something else. Not Uncharted,
should
like because I
definitely
think
play The Last of Us.
someone else is meant to be working on Uncharted. I don't know who it is. But I'll
Will
show
you
later
ever
on
play
that.
Uncharted 4?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Too far gone.
I think I would rather just play the first 3 before that there. So I don't know.
Well, you're doing that now with another franchise that I love.
And I've had like a wee bit of back and forth on that, but we'll get into that very soon.
Well, I mean, how much do you trust my opinion on games? This is what I actually want to know now.
I do, but we do have different tastes,
Okay.
I think.
And the last of the news, Forza Motorsport will be missing 3 features at launch, item 6. So Forza Motorsport, the next entry in the Xbox console exclusive racing game franchise, will be missing 3 fan favorite features at launch: spectator mode and featured multiplayer, AI racing in featured multiplayer, and split screen. Prior to the 2023 Forza game, the popular racing franchise had a new entry every 2 years, with most of its games earning quite a bit of critical acclaim and proving popular with fans. Now, before I let you speak, Bobby,
Mhm.
to me, couldn't care less. I'm not a Forza fan.
Yeah.
I don't really like.
No,
Will
I'm
the
in
fans be
agreement.
annoyed at this?
No, but the GT fans are shitting on it.
So typical.
It's already a big war on Twitter about it all.
Why is there always so much point? Like, I know even I kind of feel it sometimes, and but like honestly, it's so much fucking. Why did you never see movie fans doing this? You never
No,
see the
it's
fucking
literally
Marvel
just
fans shitting on the
cancel.
people who are fans of DC.
It's
Really, do
just
you?
no, it's PlayStation versus Xbox. Nintendo are just kind of in their own wee world, but it's just them two against each other.
You know what the problem actually is? Because people have paid to be involved in it, they want to know that that what they've put their money in isn't going to waste. Because they don't want to think, okay, well, I've spent £500 on a console that I can't have the other console doing good. I want to know that where I put my money, because maybe they can't afford a second console,
Yeah,
is
which
worth
is
it.
it's a lot of the case for a lot of people. They choose one. That's it.
It's like Android and Apple. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, if you use Android, you're probably a retard. I'm only joking, but you may actually need to see someone. You may actually be on the spectrum.
Mhm.
Maybe you're listening to this on an Android phone. You don't realize that you're probably a retard. But I'm only joking. I actually use Android for years. We were speaking about this, but
Is
that's
that
the
when you
same
were
type
in
of concept.
the C&D class? Was it?
It might, yeah, I think it was. It was on
And you got an
Android.
apple and you started to do well in life.
I just like stuff that works, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
pay for
right.
quality. Um, yeah. So GT fans are shitting on it. I
Yes.
actually want to play Forza. I've downloaded it
Yeah,
on the PC.
but like,
Happy to play it.
does this does this fucking do anything for you? Like, no.
Why is it missing?
Well, that's what I actually wanted to discuss. Is it missing because of the Series S?
AI racing.
This
What,
is
what's?
like
Let's go through it. So spectator mode. That wouldn't be anything to do with Series S.
no.
Surely you're just
It's
spectating.
more
So
the split screen because
AI
with
racing. What's AI racing? Is that what your drive avatars?
AI racing featuring a multiplayer. So that's like, say me, you, and Kieran went on to do a multiplayer race, and we wanted to fill the rest of the slots with AI. It's not there at launch.
Wait, what?
That's what I'm gathering
That doesn't
from
make
that.
any sense. So there's no
That's what I'm gathering from that. So like, if you're going on a multiplayer match, it's gonna be all
just
people.
3 people.
No, I well,
Okay.
we could do that there, or if you wanted to search for a game or whatever way it works. So there's just gonna be no actual AI slots. Judging by that, that's kind of my take on it.
It sounds like an issue with having more than one person and having the AI react to their input as well
Mm-hmm.
all at one time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it just says it's at launch, so it will be coming. Just obviously they haven't figured it out yet.
Okay. And then obviously split screen could be very much so the Series S, which if you're already
Which,
having this issue, fuck me, what the hell is that?
like, who gives a fuck about split screen? Really? When's the last time you played split screen?
um mm,
Honestly,
not I played it on the Xbox like recently. Well, not recently, past 3 years.
really? What
Played
about now?
Halo
You know,
with Logan. Yeah.
how
But
did
like
that go?
realistically, played one. No, played 2 levels. He was like 4 at the time. He's fucking licking his controller.
Uh,
Do you know
now
what I
he's
mean? But
fucking eating headsets.
literally broke my headset in it one day.
Yeah,
Poor, but yeah, like I don't really
I don't really
care.
give a fuck.
But
I honestly don't give a fuck about any of that
goes
there.
back to Baldur's. What they're saying as well. You've got a
Mm-hmm.
complete game. And you know what's funny about the whole thing about people being like, "Oh, the game's complete." You did pay for it in early access, like in 2020. So it's
Yeah,
like
like it's
it wasn't
been
complete when you paid for it. You know what I mean?
and
So it's not total.
that's why it is so polished, because they've had 3 years of early access to kind of work on things that weren't right.
Well, it's not fully polished. Like I've seen people, because I'm on the Reddit page, people saying the Act 2 and 3 is not polished, so it's not
Are you even
completely
on Act Two
smooth
yet?
sailing. No, fuck.
I seen there's people on Twitter like, oh, just finished Act 2 and they're 85 hours in.
Like
Like, fucking hell.
it's a big game,
Yeah.
but it's how you maybe want to approach the game. Like it being a big game is only. I've said this is I think it's only an issue if you're not
You're
having
not having
fun.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, like The Witcher, were like I didn't care how many hours I was in, just enjoying it. But you know, if you're freaking counting down a game, like going, oh fuck, I've so many left, it's probably not a good sign. But like Skyrim, did you really count your hours in Skyrim when you played it?
No. I'd
So
see the whole counting hours thing and seeing how long I left. That's more recent for me.
that just shows that you're probably not enjoying the game, though.
That's what
Do you not
but I
think?
am. But I am because even now, but like with Dark Souls, like I'm like, okay, right, how much do I have left? But I'm enjoying what I'm playing.
Dark Souls is different. I get
You
where
know?
you're coming from, but it's because Dark Souls is hard, so you know you're constantly on edge. Whereas if you're having a game like The Witcher, like I played it on easy. I was just playing it for the story. I was just being around in the world, so it didn't really. I
Mhm.
don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's you've been on too much TikTok and your attention spans went to shit.
Saying that like Returnal, playing that. I wasn't looking at what
Yeah.
chapter it was on or anything. I just played it. Didn't look at the
When I'm
bosses or
playing
anything. Just,
FIFA, when
work
you're doing a
away.
race on Forza, you're sitting counting down, going "fuck how many." Do you know what I mean?
Many laps do I have left?
Yeah, you don't. It's just it's a weird. Obviously, because this was single player games, there's so much like highs and lows. You know, narratively, it's just trying to get your attention. But if you go into a game and you're just in it and it's keeping your attention, you're not going to worry about the time. Like Jedi Survivor, I was counting down the hours, but I liked the game. But
Mhm.
I don't know why I was counting down the hours in that game.
It's just, I don't know. It's just who we are now. Counting. Because
Yeah.
I was the same. Like I was like, right, how much do I have left? But I was really enjoying it, story and stuff. Like really enjoying it. So
I got like that. Tears of the Kingdom, I didn't have it until like 50 hours in. I was like, right, fuck me. So it's not
mhm,
to say I won't have it with Boulders, but potentially could have it.
yeah,
So what we've been playing, Bobby, we're going to
yes,
cover 3 games. Maybe 4. I'll talk a wee bit more about another one. This week, me and you did some co-op on Returnal,
did
but let's talk about your Returnal impression. So you've beat the game.
beat it. Yeah, loved it.
Okay. Out
Fantastic.
of 5, please.
Um, 4.5.
Okay. What Xbox game is better than it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. What would you give God of War?
Oh, it's a 5.
What Xbox game is better than it?
No Xbox games better than God of War for fuck's sake.
What would you give The Last of Us?
As a series,
Yeah.
5.
What Xbox game is better than it?
All right, then. See where you're going.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Fable 2 is fantastic, so you can always use that. Age of Empires, by the way, fantastic game. You could give that. That would be a great game on PlayStation.
I would. I would.
Just do you know what'd be great if Xbox was on PlayStation? It's just to save me buying 2 consoles. I'm done with that shit. At least,
Wait and see.
to be fair, you see, if Nintendo wasn't a handheld, I would probably hardly ever even want to play it. The fact that it's the handheld to win. Yeah, so you're loving it, which is great. Obviously,
Yeah.
this week, me and you played some co-op. I really enjoyed the co-op. You think I'm afraid of co-op and hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, I'm going to tell you this to sit in the pod. I think you're very good at games. I
Thank you.
think
What a change of
playing
tune from the start of the
well,
year, isn't it?
playing Metroid Dread on easy
All right.
and lying about it. Well, you were hiding things, whether or not, but no, we played Remnant together. You know, I now think you're good, and you now think I'm bad. I shouldn't have said anything. No, but so you enjoying Returnal? You love it?
Absolutely fantastic. It is one of the best feeling games like I've ever played. Like,
Yeah, it makes you want to play single player now that you've played it. Like it's kind of making me go, oh,
you should.
you know what, I should.
I actually was going to say to you yesterday to try and do a run yourself with single player, see what you think of it, because it
The
is
only issue
easier.
is if I could have another save, that would be nice.
That doesn't really matter.
It's shit the way your saves intertwined with your co-op. Why not have like save game states? And maybe you do, or maybe I'm wrong on this, but my one
It's
campaign is
like,
linked, so
yeah, but it's like if I join you, I know I've completed the game and have all my extra abilities and stuff. If I join you, I have whatever you have. That's it.
yeah. And you've already beat it, so I'm guessing you're not going to care off. But then if I would
No,
do
like
want to play it myself,
yeah, no, I'll still play with you. Like I just said that to Kieran too. Like if he wants to play it, I'll still play it. Like I'm still enjoying it, and I'm probably gonna go for the platinum on it.
yeah.
But yeah, in terms of the actual game, one of the best gameplay games ever. It's so fucking smooth. The way
Whoa, whoa,
See,
whoa! Tell people what it is. Someone might be listening to this and think I've never played Returnal. I'm an Xbox fan or just a Nintendo Switch fan. What is Returnal?
so it's a roguelike. Roguelike,
Mm-hmm.
would you say? Like, I would be a like, wouldn't it? No,
Uh,
light. Sorry,
Rogue.
light, because it has
Yeah, because there is
there is
some
progression
progression,
in
but
the
it's
guns and
very
things like
light.
that. There, so pretty much there's 6 levels, 6 biomes if you want to call it, and you need to run through them all. When you die, you go back to the start. But there's certain progression into it in it. Like if you beat the boss, say like we done on the first biome, you can
Mm-hmm.
completely skip that there and go straight to the second one. So there is shortcuts and things like that. It's a Metroidvania as well, so there'll be certain things that you can see. They were like, "Oh, how the fuck did I get to that there?" But it turns out you actually need to progress a wee bit further in to unlock a tool, which carries over with you. So that kind of stuff stays on. Gun, there's what do you call them? There's wee traits for your guns that you
Mm-hmm.
can unlock as you go out, and once you how you unlock them, as it'll say, there'll be like a wee lock code on it. I'll say like fucking projectiles or something like that. There, you need to use that until it's up to 100%, and then you've unlocked that fully. So it means in future runs you can get a gun with that already on it, and
Mm-hmm.
the more you unlock, obviously, then I could get like a hollow seeker that has fucking 4 things on it, which means it's fucking incredible. So yeah,
It's very difficult at times as well in terms of bosses. Obviously, so is co-op harder than solo?
co-op's harder than solo, and the only reason why is because we're sharing everything. So
Yeah,
we're sharing all them health upgrades and things like that. So we
I'm just
can't
taking
be.
all your health upgrades half the time.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why it's harder. Because like, see, to be honest, when I've been in solo, I've beat every boss first time. The only one that gave me Baldur was the third one, and the only reason why I beat him was because I had so many heals on me, or else I wouldn't have beat him first time.
I think a lot of people would struggle with this because, like I
It's
said it when we were
very,
playing.
it's very movement based and timing,
But if you think even
rhythm.
like Dark Souls or Sekiro, you get stuck on a boss, you go straight back into the boss. So you're just constantly learning their patterns. This you
Yeah,
have to learn their patterns, but you may not play that boss until
yeah.
in an hour and a half, and then
So
learning
like
their patterns is fucking difficult enough. With that
the way it
second
works
boss.
is there's 6 biomes, right? So once you do the first 3 and then beat the third boss, then your next
You're on to
starting
the
point,
next set, aren't you?
yeah,
Yeah,
will
the
be
next
the
set.
fourth biome always, and then your weapon proficiency will be at 15 for that one. So that's how you
Right.
start the next 4. So because it kind of breaks it up. Like if it was all 6 in one go, which I actually done again the other night, but if it was all 6 in one go, like all the time, that would be really difficult. And it'd be really long as
TSS
well.
3. So you're loving it.
Yeah,
You're done
absolutely
with it then?
fantastic. No, no, I'm gonna continue and get the platinum. So there's a there's an alternate ending. Well, not really. It's like a true ending, and you have to get these wee. There's like 6 sunstones or something they're called, and there's one in
Mm-hmm.
each biome. So I went through the other night, and I've got the first 3. So I need to get the other 3 to get to unlock the final ending. And then once I get all 6, I go back to the house, do a sequence there, and then I have to go and beat the final boss again.
Lovely. So
Fantastic.
no, I'm about to play more co-op. I do want to play single player as well, though. At
Hmm.
the same
You do.
time.
You should try it just to see, like, because I think we obviously haven't beat the second boss yet on your one, but I think we'll have him down. I think we had done one more run the other night.
We
Would have got him.
really were if I didn't jump off the fucking edge. But
Yeah,
no, I really think it's a really good game. We
it's
iframes and
fantastic,
shit.
and it's made me
Break
like
them.
really excited. That's one. Well, that's one thing with the iframes. Like I didn't know that when I first played it, and that's maybe why I fell off it when I first
Yeah,
tried it
could have
the other
been.
year.
Like that's
Whereas now I've got experience with like the Sekiro and Elden Ring and things like that there, so I kind of have a better understanding of it all.
you've grown up.
Yeah,
You've actually tried. You've
I've
gotten
got
good.
good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, finally, you know what it means to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to kind of go on to that point, I was about to say something about fucking Returnal, but I completely forgot. But well, the funny thing is I bought it at launch at 70 quid, and I remember you were debating it.
Mm-hmm.
You do debate a lot of games. Like I would
Yeah,
have thought, oh, Bobby buys a lot. You don't. You debate, and then you don't buy anything, and then you will bet. You're very
yeah.
on the fence a lot instead of just buying it and spunking a load of money like me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be a wee bit more cautious now with money, but I think now, like, see, this year especially, the amount of games that I've played and that I wouldn't usually play. So that means like next time Housemarque bring out a game, I'm gonna be super excited for it. Next
Well, we
time
played
there's a Resi
Alienation.
game, I'm gonna be super excited for it.
Yeah, so you've definitely branched out, but we obviously played. So me and Bobby were playing co-op on Returnal. We thought, you know what? Let's play Dead Nation, which is like a top-down uh, shooter.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Also by
what's it called?
Housemarque.
Yeah, twin stick, very slow and dated. But they obviously brought out Alien Nation, which a lot more modern. I liked. Kind of Diablo-esque in terms of upgrades and shit, but it's a twin stick shooter, quite fast, decent. And then there's another one we were looking at, Next Machina, which looks pretty sweet, Bobby. I think you would actually like that game.
Yeah. And what were we saying?
What you think?
This actually is all their games leading up has been a
A
culmination.
culmination, which
And
means
it's actually accurate to say it this
accurate.
time.
Yeah. Well, it's not a combination that people thought I said, but
Yeah, because
culmination.
when you actually look at all their stuff, especially at Next Machina, and then Resogun as well, the way the waves of the enemies work, it's very like Returnal.
Yeah, it's like saying that Elden Ring is a culmination of stuff that came before all that, which is you got a mixture of Dark Souls, got your jump from Sekiro.
Your
That
wee
thing moving,
what do you call it? Your wee reload, active reload as well, and that Alienation went
yeah,
over obviously to Returnal
yeah, it's
as
pretty cool
well.
when you see
So
all that happening, though.
yeah,
You just,
fantastic.
and that's
Like
what games typically do.
it's class. It's just to see like the difference from their older games to Returnal after having Sony's money behind them. So like it's super excited to see what they do, what their next project is, big time.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. So I was obviously went to PlayStation this week a lot back to that, playing Returnal with you. Still playing The Sims, still digging it. Played a good few hours the other night. I'm gonna go into any detail on that. Um, did I tell everyone about the pregnant girl? About me? I think it did.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I made a new character and I'm playing that. Playing a lot of FIFA there.
Seen that?
Obviously with feelings happening, really enjoying my FIFA. Changed up my formation, getting a bit more attacking focused. But I'm excited for the new FIFA. I'll be getting that 7 days early Ultimate Edition at £90. So
Lovely.
that'll be good. It's always good FIFA at the start, Bobby, when you're properly. There's no OP really characters, and everyone's just trying to get good teams.
Yeah.
So you should hop in with me doing some Ultimate
I'm
teams.
going to get in day one on the new FIFA and try and get into it this year.
Oh, it's always great. But no, so I've been playing some Baldur. So I'll talk about Baldur's. You play Baldur's, and we'll finish up on your Dark Souls escapades. Baldur's. Bobby, well, let me ask you, because you only played a wee bit. I have a lot to talk about it, but I bought it obviously last Friday. Played for maybe 2 hours 60 minutes or 2 hours and 50 minutes. Still got a refund. Regretted it and then rebought it. And I told you about that last Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. What's your impression? Because you bought it. You've returned it already?
I returned it, yeah.
Did you return it because you didn't like it or return it for the PlayStation?
I returned it for the PlayStation because what I played of it, I done pretty much the tutorial where you get off the ship and stuff, and then a wee bit further on. I liked it. I liked the combat. It's not like
XCOM and shit.
Yeah, it's not like KOTOR. KOTOR, like that's what I was saying as well. Like KOTOR it's more like real time turn based where you can kind of move as well at the same time. Whereas in this one, you're making your moves. You only have so many like kind of stats and stuff like that. But it's still fine. It still works. It's still good. I enjoyed it. The story, I didn't really get much. But I like the dialogue. I like the choices. Having to roll the dice to get to make certain decisions.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff like that.
satisfying.
Because there's a girl on the ship that I wanted to rescue, and I ended up rescuing her.
Shadowheart.
I don't know what the fuck her name was, but yeah, no,
I do.
it's for me. I think I would just enjoy it more on the console. I know you've done a bit of co-op, and I
I'll
actually
get into
thought
that.
the game was going to be better on co-op, but after playing 35 minutes, whatever it was, I was like, hold on, actually, I think this might be better solo, and reason being, it'll be too long in co-op. I'm
Definitely.
waiting on everybody and stuff like that, and you wouldn't really. I don't think you'd be able to enjoy the story in co-op as much.
Well, other people picking your decisions and shit, yeah.
Because what you've done in like 2 hours, I done 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't really know, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, they are they're 90s PC games, well rated. It's a Dungeon and Dragons kind of style game. It is actually Dungeons and Dragons lore and everything. Yeah. Basically what you do is you create a character, you can use like pre-made characters, and you're setting out. You wake up on a ship on what's called a mind flayer ship, which is like these fucking aliens, and they have implanted a parasite in your eye that is going to turn you into a mind flayer if you don't get it taken out. So that's kind of like the catalyst of what the game's about. I don't know, like I was very much, beforehand I said I look at a game and I know I won't like it. So I've tried, like the company who makes it is called Larian. They've done Divinity Original Sin 2, which was like touted as a fantastic game, and I've played a bit of it. But the style of combat I've always kind of stayed away from, like XCOM, Fire Emblem, and I like turn-based in terms of RPG. So it was quite strange me looking at this and be like, no, I don't like this. It's like chess almost. But by playing a lot more of it, honestly, that definitely has appealed to me a lot more than I thought it would. So I ended up putting in about 8 hours. and I was just kind of like, I actually haven't a clue what's going on. So not that I knew with the combat, I ended up learning so much that everything that came before it, I felt like I was just making stupid changes, like picks
Yeah.
almost. Like I was just picking, I'll do this, I'll do that, but not really thinking about it. So I reset my character, picked a ranger based off of Legolas, and playthrough wise, fantastic. This game requires a bit of learning. Like this is the problem with it. There's a bit of a barrier to entry. Now my Steam like friends list, everyone's playing it. You know, Johnny thinks like fucking 50 hours in a week. But it is like a complete one-to-one of D&D, I believe. Like there's D&D Edition 5. So I was started watching D&D. I watched Critical Role. These guys are all voice actors. And funny enough, they have um, Ashley Johnson does the voice of Ellie. She's on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have, I forget her name, but she does the voice of, fuck, what's the other girl in Last of Us Part 2 called?
Are we?
Abby. So they're all on it. But Dungeons and Dragons is some nerdy shit.
That's super nerdy, like, isn't it?
It's like, okay, Bobby, you walk into this home, it's drenched in darkness. You turn to your friend and both of you are afraid. And then you act out what you would say, like, oh, where are we? What is this?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a thing. And then I go, okay, so to do this action, you would need to score a 5 on your dice roll. And it's mad, like, but a lot of people are praising, saying it is a proper kind of good translation from that.
Yeah, this would be the closest to Dungeons and Dragons that I would play. Like, there's not a fucking mission I would do it in real life.
Yeah, so what's really got me is like the characters and shit. Like I'm really getting into the story, which is nice because
Mm-hmm.
you know you play these games and if they don't have a good story, I'd be gone. But it really is. You're kind of starting to learn more with characters. The world and things is very interesting. It reminds me a lot of The Witcher in a way. Like slight spoilers. Okay, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, don't. But you go to this area and this woman invites you, and there's these two guys arguing with her saying, "You have our sister," and she's sitting saying, "No, I don't. No, I don't." And you can either like in one playthrough, I killed the brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the next one, I helped them. But she's like a fucking witch, and she has she has the sister, and there's this whole kind of like Witcher 3-esque side mission with a lot of lore,
Yeah.
and it's not even a main story, and it's just like it's very like Witcher 3 in that
It's
essence.
such a shame you didn't play KOTOR. Because everything you're
Why?
saying is just KOTOR.
Really? Like I
Yeah,
have
big
played
time.
KOTOR. Well, I've tried it.
And
I
that's
haven't
like
switched.
what I learned this week was actually it was Bioware that done the first two Baldur's Gates, and they
Baldur's.
done obviously the first KOTOR as well.
Yeah. So I was
It's
having
exactly the
yeah, go
same.
ahead.
No, sorry, it's exactly like the story, the world. It's all about the characters and your decisions, and obviously being good or bad in KOTOR. Like, and it's one of the best stories ever in gaming. The first KOTOR.
Well, this is mental because there's stuff in my first playthrough. I picked some changes, and I obviously changed what I picked this time. But like, you're talking about extra like big fucking dialogue and quests. It's
Yeah.
so many branching paths. I'm like, you could literally miss any of this. You know, there's ways of doing. There's multiple ways of approaching something. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which it is a very big game, very big game. It is like kind of a tabletop RPG in a sense because you can have so much variety. Because
Yeah.
obviously, when I was playing with Kieran, I ended up doing co-op, and you'd Bobby had basically said, "Now we'll not like this game in co-op."
I was right, wasn't I?
I thought it would. Like I thought, oh, no. The problem that we had is we were going back through the same kind of things that we had done before.
Yeah.
Fucking, but it was taking people so long to make choices and stuff, and I was like, it was actually making me dislike the game until I went back on and played it myself. I was like, no, I like the game, but I need to play it my own. The only issue I have with the game, and the only thing that kind of ruins me a bit, is there's so much going on in terms of spells and shit that it's a bit too
Overwhelming.
confusing. Yeah, it's very overwhelming, mate, because there's so many like buffs and debuffs.
Yeah.
You're controlling 4 characters that all play very differently. It is a bit like I don't, they are legit Dungeons and Dragons spells. So if you do play Dungeons and Dragons, you'll know the spells a lot of the time and kind of what to do. But there's a lot to go with. So actually, what I done was I played up to a good bit, maybe about 9 hours, and then I dropped the difficulty to story, and
Mm-hmm.
I just had a great time. Like it's the way to play it for me and you. So I think if you are new to the game, certainly play in the normal difficulty if you want. But if you are new to Dungeons and Dragons and all that, just play it for that. So the
Yeah. Well, see,
combat
that's what I would do.
I
I
enjoy
would stick it on easy, just enjoy the gameplay and enjoy the story.
flows nicely as well. Like I was able to beat enemies, but it was just maybe wiping and then doing it again. But there's a scene, for example, there's a spider and it's on this big platform, and it said to me like, "You probably won't be able to beat this."
Yeah.
And it was crossing the platform, and I was like, "I wonder if I can use fire to burn the web that it's sitting on." And it did, and I fell down and got like massive damage and died. I was like, "Oh, okay." Like the whole world, you can kind of do shit. Like you can pick up an enemy or pick up a NPC and throw him off a cliff if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
The more you're talking about it, the more I really do want to play it, but I just want to play it
Yeah,
lying
it's
down
fantastic. Like
on the
it
TV.
is. I said, yeah, like, oh, it could be a special game. I think it is a special game.
Like, I
I
really want to
enjoyed
play
it
it.
laying down, but I also enjoyed it on my. I actually enjoy laying down, but it is much easier on a mouse and keyboard. But I also
Mhm.
enjoy that. So see the fact of having them both. Because yesterday I was playing on the TV.
What is the controller like? Because I did like for my time with it, I did play with a keyboard and mouse.
It's a bit of a faff, truthfully. It's nice movement wise, but when you're doing your spells and stuff, it's a bit awkward to kind of you don't get a clear kind of understanding of all the spells laid out in front of you nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just it does really play nicely with a mouse and keyboard, and it's just having that kind of flexibility to do both
I
anyway.
just don't want to. I just don't want to set up my fucking desk and monitor and play it. Like I
Yeah,
just want to relax and play it.
funny enough, because I had it downstairs and I was happy to play there, but then I brought it upstairs yesterday, set up my PC again, and I was like, oh, this is nice, and it is nice to kind of just focus
Yeah.
on it. But it is nice having the option. So certainly, like having it on PlayStation and on the Xbox or the PC would be fucking fantastic. Having the back and forth
Mm-hmm.
because it is a big game and there's so much variety. Like one playthrough isn't going to be totally different. Now, I'm having a bit of problems because a guy that I liked in the game ditched me and he like literally is gone. So I've kind of save scummed a bit, which I don't know is a good thing or a bad thing. You know, if I'm not getting the outcome I want, not in rules, not in something silly, but like let's say,
I think that's fine.
yeah, because I want to, but
Because
I've
at the
now
end of the
kind
day,
of,
it's your story. Like you want it to go whatever way you want it to go. If something shit happens, the character that you really like or whatever, or an outcome happens that you don't want, I think it's perfectly fine to go back.
yeah, because there's that one with the hag. There's the woman that the brother's looking for. Her husband died, and
Mm-hmm.
she was told that by the hag if she gives her the hag her baby, she'll bring the husband back to death. And this is spoilers, by the way, so do not listen. It's nothing major, like it's just a side quest. But like you go down and you're fighting the hag and doing all this shit, and then when you come out, you know you kill the hag, but you find this wand, and her husband's like buried at the back, and you can bring her back to life or snap the wand. So I brought him back to life,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like this big fucking. He's a dead person, but she was like, "Why is he not looking normal?" And you can like choose to kill him, but when you choose to kill him, you have to kill her as well. And I didn't
Right.
like that. I was like, I'm going to snap the wand. And then when I snapped the wand, instead of killing him, she just ran off crying. So it was a better outcome.
Yeah.
But mate, it's just, honestly, the game is fucking, like, it deserves the praise because it's like Witcher 3 Skyrim level quality
Mm-hmm.
in terms of it. Like, it is phenomenal. Like, having the combat on easy as well. It's just, that is not a combat style I like, but it's just much more enjoyable. I really like the game. And if it's, from what people are saying, it's going to get better as well. It's like, okay, the world design, just it's so like kind of fairy tale esque in certain ways and all, and just
Yeah.
I'm just loving it. It's fantastic.
Class. I want
Co-op
to.
wasn't for me though.
Nah, that's fucking. I told you. Definitely told you. There's no fucking way that we would
Oh
beat
man,
that
like
game on co-op.
fuck
Like,
me.
not a
It
chance.
was.
That's why I was just being realistic. I was like, there's no point.
I don't know if it was Kieran or Steve, but one of them was controlling the NPC, and they didn't realize. So you're all just sitting there, and it's like go, and it was too slow, and I'm sure
That could
both
be
everybody
any one of
understand
them,
as
to be
well.
honest.
No, well, it could have been me at stages as well, like, but it was just very slow at stages.
Whose
But
game was it? Who started it?
Kieran's.
That was probably him then.
I don't know what way it works. Sometimes it has you picking, but yeah, like I'm surprised because I was the very back and forth on the game at the start. I was like, I looked at it and I was like, that's not for me. And then when I
Mm-hmm.
watched the playthrough, I was thinking, oh, it is. I should give it a go. But the whole dice roll about like kind of outcomes and stuff, I dig
Yeah,
it.
it's quite cool. I mean,
It's
I
fun.
know it's for me just by looking at it and what I played from it, but it's the only kind of barrier for me is the PC.
Yeah.
This PC
So
sucks.
yeah, it's the PC is very annoying. Very annoying. But I'm gonna have to be playing Starfield on it anyway. So
Yeah.
rest in peace to Xbox. But yeah, that's basically it for Baldur's Gate. I'll have more impressions as I go. Obviously, I'm going to continue to play it. I'm
Yeah.
going to play some more FIFA, GTA still sitting there to play. Some more Sims. I'm obviously got the inclination to play some Crash. The good thing with Crash is obviously you can just do a level and just
Yeah.
turn it off and do you can kind of play it passively.
Yeah.
But talk to me. So you finally went to Dark Souls. So let's talk. So you went to Dark Souls 1. You said it was too slow. So you went to
Yeah,
Dark Souls 3 and said it's still too slow.
that's pretty much the same.
Funny enough, before you go
Mechanically,
any further,
yeah.
I seen this today come to my newsfeed on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Souls 3 slashing and rolling is faster than Elden Ring. You know that?
See,
Combat.
the rolling, I'm only getting used to now, like properly getting used to after
What armor are you
getting.
wearing? Are you in fat rolls, medium rolls, light
No,
rolls?
I'm in kind of. I think I'm in medium to light. I'm wearing like a chainmail,
Okay.
but I've got a ring that allows me, the Havel ring, which allows me to carry more.
Oh, did you kill Havel?
Yeah,
Oh, did you go up in the tower?
I actually killed him from down when I was doing the Hydra.
Oh, so you've done the Hydra. Did you talk to the girl near the Hydra on the Dark Souls 1?
Yeah, on round back behind her.
She gives you stuff for the DLC, I believe.
Yeah, talked to her.
Did you go when you kill Havel in Havel's tower? Did you go up to the tower, top of the tower?
Can't remember. No, I can't remember.
You should. Do you know what's at the very top of that tower?
What?
Do you remember where you fight the tourist demon? You climb. Remember I said about climbing and
Oh
jump off and
yes,
hit him?
yes, yeah,
It's all interwoven, mate.
yeah.
So you've
So
Dark Souls
yeah,
3.
so
Yeah,
the
talk us
whole I
through it.
started off Dark Souls 1 was like, nah, it's too slow and dated. Went to Dark Souls 3, I was like, this is pretty much mechanically the same, so I might as well just go back to Dark Souls 1 first. So I went
Yep.
back, was kind of chatting back and forth to you, like what do I do, where do I go, what's kind of the order of things. So at the point now I'm at, I've got back to Anor, and I've just
Some
went
good
into
progress in the day, by the way.
is
Good
it?
progress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems yeah.
So I went back. Remember, I was at Anor. I went back and done the dark route thing. I done the butterfly, the
Oh, good.
Hydra,
Yep. Deeper.
and then I done
Yep.
the wolf.
Sif. I don't think you should be fighting him by now, but that's fine.
Oh well, I done him. He was easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then
What level's your weapon?
me, it's I can't remember. I'm using the. I've actually went to the black knight greatsword
Oh,
at
you
the
use a
minute.
greatsword, not really slow.
I'm only trying it out now, so I am because I was using crystal sword I bought off your man in the sewers.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What kind of build are you doing?
Strength and dex.
Strength index. So you're doing what's that called?
Yeah.
Like that's a quality build, isn't it? W- so there is a weapon in the catacombs that literally, and this is for anyone look for people who don't know about Dark Souls or hasn't played it. Dark Souls 1, in my opinion, is the best. You've heard me multiple times saying the best
Mhm.
Dark Souls game. World design's fantastic. In the start of the game, you can run to the catacombs and get what's called the Great Halberd, which is phenomenal. It's a dex, one of the best dex weapons, in my
Is
opinion.
that where the skeletons are?
Yeah,
Down
you have
there?
to do like a suicide run. But yeah, so you're going for a kind of a slower build with the claymore or the greatsword. But
Well, I was
no, fair
using
enough.
the crystal sword, which is it's still a one-handed one. Like it's not a big, huge one, which was kind of good. It was going out there on a shield, and then I'm just kind of changing it up a wee bit just to try like a big double sword because the guy I'm watching now, that fighting cowboy guy, he's using it. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll give it a wee try and see
Yeah,
what I think." I don't
yeah.
think
That
it's for me. I want a good katana. That's what I want.
you seem to me like you like speed.
Yeah, I
You like
like speed.
yeah,
I think
you're like me in that.
that's from Sakura as well. Like I like a bit of speed. So I got back to
So
Anwar.
yeah, go ahead. Yep.
I'm in the painting, and that's where I left it last night.
It's a nice wee area. Don't go in the. So do you find the game hard at all?
No.
Yeah, it's like I think it's hard if you never play a Souls game at all. Like if you went to play that first time,
Mm-hmm.
people get really stuck on it because it's more. I'm not gonna say unfair. Well, it is kind of there is some unfair deaths, like balls rolling at you and shit. But like,
It's the one that got really pissed me off yesterday was when I was in Anor before I went back to the dark route. There's a bit where you're going up. It's like the wall. You're going up the wall, and there's two archers, one on each side, and they're
oh
just
yeah, I know
fucking
London
firing
great
at you.
talent with them
So I was
bastards.
googling. People were like, just poison arrow them and just wait. And just that's the easy way just to save because I lost like 40, 50,000 souls on it.
Did you enjoy Sen's Fortress with the big blades?
No, I fucking didn't. I didn't get hit, but I was just kind of navigating up, and then you had to go up and turn the ball and all that there carry on. And then the golem, like he was
Iron
fucking.
Golem.
I haven't been challenged yet.
Yeah, you might
Oh,
not be. Like honestly, like see going and playing it now, it is so easy in a sense, but it's not to put it say,
there's
oh,
only
you shouldn't
one
find it hard. You should still
that
probably you're doing really well for someone who hasn't played Dark Souls. Put it that way. But
There's only one that was a bum, and that was that stray demon that you sent me to in the asylum.
Oh, he was hard, you find? Oh, he's just as...
Well, no, I've done them all first time apart from him.
I just don't wear armor for him. I just run.
Because what I realized when I dropped, I lost like half my health or near enough most of the health, and I didn't realize that there until he actually hit me once and I died. I was like, hold on a minute.
Are
Did
you
I lose my
OP at
health
the moment?
dropping?
Do you find like you're overpowered?
I would so.
Yeah, because it is quite. You can't. It's a very easy game to kind of
Like
be OP in.
them big like kind of massive knights in honor. It's three hits for them.
Okay, then you're quite strong. Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 hits for them, so it's not too bad. Like the wolf guy was easy. I was just roll into him.
Dark Souls 3, you know, there's starts getting a wee bit more difficult, but even at that, like I don't find all of them. That's what I mean. Like Dark Souls, and compared to Sekiro, you don't find Sekiro hard, but for me, I think Sekiro's you can't just be overpowered in Sekiro, in my opinion. Really, you know, it is all reliant on your skill. But so Dark Souls 1, like the more you play it, like if you were to do a replay, when you know where everywhere is to go, I think it's even more. You'll look back and be like, "Fuck, it is actually a well-designed game." But what's your impressions of the game then?
Well, yeah, the world design's class. Like just you're traversing through somewhere new, and then you open this door, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm back here."
It's
Back in fucking
insane.
thing.
Like it's
It's
literally
class.
insane.
And
It's
now that I've kind of went through, you know, the first kind of area around there, like I know it now. I know where to run to get to a certain place. Right? Okay, I want to go back here. I know I can go through this wee shortcut here. So I've learning the map as I go as well. I'm kind of
and
memorizing that in my head.
this is why I have a problem with like sort of Dark Souls 3 and such, because it's more like level based with interwoven within the level rather than a world.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dark Souls 1's the best world building, and in terms of just interconnectivity there ever was. Like, do you think how much thought went in that? Like, it all just scales properly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's actually a guy on YouTube where he was standing at Firelink Shrine. He got the Kulag's domain, died at the very bottom of Blighttown, and from the Firelink Shrine, he brought out a telescope and he could see his blood spatter
I
and the
think I've
green.
seen that. I think I've seen that.
Like, fuck me. The game is so good. Like, it's honestly. Do you like the game?
I'd like it now.
Okay. So, right.
I didn't.
How much do you like it?
I didn't, but as I'm just learning the Souls mechanics pretty much because obviously
Yeah.
Elden Ring I played a lot differently. I used a lot of magic, and then Sekiro was just completely just sword combat, which was easy for me for some reason, but I don't know, I just took to it. And then this, I'm having the roll.
You've good react. I think you've really good. You do have good reactions, even watching the Remnant and stuff. Like yeah, you've good reactions on them.
Yeah, and
Maybe not
that's
the
at the
best
end
at
of the
FIFA, but like you've good reactions. No, like I'm
yeah, at
glad
the
you're
end of the
playing.
day, like that's kind of them games all do. They are around reaction time and stuff like that, there, and how much you're paying attention and timing.
Yeah, timing.
So
Yeah,
like if you get your timing, if you can get your timing right on them games, then you're unstoppable.
yeah. I find I
Realistically,
go in too fucking. I just go gung ho a lot of the time and
you
die.
are sometimes too aggressive, and you don't need to be.
Sexually, I like to be sexually aggressive. Aggressive, but no, I'm actually loving that you're playing it. So, what would you rate it out of 5 right now?
Out of 5, probably a 4.5.
What? I'm
4.5.
surprised.
And the only
I'm
reason why it's
surprised.
not a 5, it's just because it's not Sekiro.
Yeah.
It's just not. I like just that super fast pace, the parry, the parrying. I've
Yeah,
finally,
I like.
I've got
Yeah,
the parry down now, but it took a while. You
fuck, we need to get in that party.
you need to literally press L2 just as their attack is
One
about
a
to touch you.
big tip. Big tip.
Mm.
How to beat the last boss. Easy.
Parry him.
Yep. You literally just parry him.
Oh, that's a
Bang.
good thing
You
I'm
do 3
learning.
hits.
That's what I've actually sat for about 10 minutes against the what do you call them? The wee skeleton people. Not the skeletons, but
Oh
like
yeah.
the undead people. I sat for like 10 minutes with them with a sword and shield, just parrying them. And then just letting them keep hitting me and parry just to kind of practice it.
But Dark Souls 1's fantastic
Enjoying
game.
it. Like I can't wait to get after the show here. Once around out, I'm going back to play it again.
You know what I mean about why I was kind of disappointed in Elden Ring? Like, do you see what I meant, or do you still think I don't get you? Like, Elden Ring has a lot of open area that doesn't really have much thought,
If
and
open
then
areas like aren't for you, then yes. But I still
like it's
love
just
Elden Ring. Like I can't wait to
I get why
replay it.
people like it, but you see the think about the areas in Elden Ring, like you know that is a Stormfield Castle, like
Mm-hmm.
that's literally just like one area in Dark Souls,
And the
but
main
it's not even
city,
as.
in Elden Ring is very like as soon as I got that armor, I was like, whoa, hold on a second. Like this is very like Elden Ring in that main city. Like just the whole vibe, the whole art direction across the city, like just very like Elden Ring. That was class.
Well, you've Armored Core soon as well, mate. So you're gonna be fucking. It's the From month. So you're gonna do Dark Souls 1.
Mm-hmm.
You should have that blasted soon. Dark Souls 2. You gonna do?
I don't know. There's people online saying that Dark Souls 2 has some stupid humanity thing. What is that?
I can't even remember, but yeah, there is some weird shit
There's
going
something
on.
where like you die or you get hit or something like that there and your health goes down permanently and until you get something out, you
Ah,
need to get
right,
something to
yeah.
bring it back up again. That
So
might
if
piss
you
me off.
die, your health gets like
Chopped a wee bit.
25% chopped.
Yeah.
Then you need a bust of humanity, I think it is.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But like it's nothing major, mate. You'll be fine. I didn't. The DLC in Dark Souls 2 is supposed to be ridiculously hard. Like,
Did you not do it though?
I just don't know. A lot of them. The only
Oh,
DLC I've actually done on Dark Souls has been number ones.
right, okay. See, a lot of
I have 3 and all. Like I have 3. I actually
yeah.
have all the DLC on all of them.
I think we
3. I
should
think I have more
play
as well.
together. I think we should play Dark Souls 2 together.
Oh, fuck that.
Like
Dark Souls
like
2
we've done
is it's
Sekiro.
very strange feelings with it. Like I don't know. I liked it. I find Dark Souls 2 is a lot very easy as well. Just like the base game is easy.
Yeah. Really
Yeah,
enjoying
like
it.
it's
Like,
easier in Dark Souls
class.
1.
I want Kieran to
Dark Souls
play
3 gonna be a bit. Kieran gets stuck on the rats, mate, up at
it. In the wee fucking tunnel.
yeah, this is my thing. You know it's a really great game, but people just need to get past. There's always like a part if you push past, then it gets good. And it's like once you play these games and you realize what makes it work, there's
See,
no better experience. It's
I
just
was ready
phenomenal.
to turn it off yesterday when I got arrowed twice and I lost all the souls.
Was that in Orlando?
Yep. Because I went up, I actually got up and I killed the first one on the right hand side, but as I was doing it, I fell off the edge and lost. That's when I initially lost my souls, and then on my way back up, he shot me off the edge.
But you know what happens? You turn it off, and then you'll be in bed that night or something, and then you'll just get the calling like from the wee
Yeah.
from your place. You go, Bobby. It's like at that Metroid Prime or no Metroid when you sold it. You'd right no.
I sold
Do
it
you
and I
remember?
just messaged, I just fucking cancelled. I was like, no, do you know what? No, I'm doing it.
I can't believe you found that hard.
I went and done it
Metroid.
first time.
This is where it came from me thinking you were bad because you sold Metroid. And I was like, how is like Metroid's hard, but it's not that hard. And that's not like you to be, you know what I mean? I think that's where it came from, me saying you're bad at games, was it not?
No, it was initially Dead Space.
Oh, when you literally played it on easy? Can I have that confirmed, please?
No, because I fucking
Bobby.
didn't. I'm
Bobby?
starting bad. I've proved my point as the ultimate gamer.
Yeah, well, your trophy still hasn't popped for the normal mode there.
Really
No,
enjoying it.
I'm glad you're
Like,
enjoying it.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I've stuck to it. Like, and actually, like, I can't wait to play it after this year. That's kind of
So
my
can we
take on
just
it.
say that you should listen to my recommendations from now on? Like, what have I
No,
recommended you that you played? I've recommended you your favorite games this year.
but
Have
it's
I
all made
recommended you a game that
sense.
was
So
bad?
the only ones that haven't made sense have been the Souls games.
What game have I recommended you that has been bad? Because even Uncharted, you played the DLC and you loved it, but then you went, "Oh,
Mhm.
Uncharted 4, I don't like it."
I
But
don't.
we know
No, I
why you
don't.
don't like it.
I think I need to play 1, 2, and 3 first.
You would. I know for a fact you would. There's no way you could possibly play Uncharted 4 and tell me you don't like it. In my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
no one knew. But yes, because you haven't
Yeah, I
the
need that
familiarity with
background
the characters.
for him because it's characters and stuff. I like being invested in the characters, so that's why I know I would need to play 1, 2, and 3.
So you're saying like there's some games we disagree on. Like I don't know. I think I
I'm glad that I've
Eternal.
played like Sekiro and the Souls games and stuff because I've
Oh,
kind
they're
of
great,
proven my
mate.
point that I'm good.
We could just play random. I mean, I watched you play and I'd be like, oh yeah, you actually are good at games. I win a host
So
advantage.
yeah, I might platinum it. Dark Souls. I'm having a look at it. Like it's not
I
unachievable.
think there's some melting things in it though. Hey, there is
There's
some melting.
ones where you have to get like certain weapons upgraded or made or something shit like that there, but I don't know.
You excited for Armored Core then next Friday? Not this Friday.
I'm excited to try it. I'm not excited for it.
That's the
Like
best way, mate. Like,
if you weren't buying it, I wouldn't buy it because it's
Aye.
just it's one of them months where it doesn't appeal to me.
but level based, so you can just kind of go in there.
Like
Hopefully,
see the next FromSoft game that's Souls like Oh, oh yes, I am so excited
Good
for it.
studio.
Man, I'll be moist, big time.
Well, hold your moisture because we're gonna wrap this up. Okay. Spurs are playing in 40 minutes. Start of the Premier League. I'm excited. So, games releasing this week. Funny enough, the first game on the list, Kieran mentioned about it. The first one I remember back in the day. Moving Out 2. It's releasing on Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Windows PC, Xbox One, and Series X. August 15th. I believe the first one was a Game Pass game. Do you know if this one happens
It
to be
was,
one?
yeah. I tried it. I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't
so it's
think
like
it
a
is.
moving. It's kind
You're
of
moving
like
out
over.
pretty
It's not.
much.
Yeah, I think like Overcooked, but it's
It's
not. It's Overcooked styling,
it's
isn't
kind
it?
of, yeah, because you can do it single player. You can do a co-op where you're holding the boxes back and forth together and things like that. So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like,
Red Dead Redemption, like we'd spoken about, is
mhm.
August 17th. Just to reconfirm, August 17th is this Thursday.
Yep.
Vampire Survivors, Nintendo Switch,
I'm bad.
August 17th.
I am
Good shout.
fucking all over that. It's like £3 something. It'll be £2 something.
Madden NFL 24, PS5, PC, and Series X, August 18th, which is Friday. Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
And our excited game of the week that we're all going to hopefully play.
Apart
I
from
think
Kieran,
Kieran's
because he's fucked
fucking,
off
yeah, he's way down to fucking
with all his
Newcastle.
fucking holidays that he has.
Oh, that's it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Mm-hmm.
PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Series X this Friday, August 18th. Definitely going to give that a blast. See if maybe Tim wants to come on with us, sure. I can see about getting Shane on. I don't know, it's 4-player. You can be the family.
Is it four? You can be the family. You can be all the family members and stuff. Is it 4v1?
No, I don't think so. I think
No.
it's 4v4.
See, to be honest, I haven't looked at it too much because it's kind of just want to jump in and play.
Yeah, this can go either way. By the way, it could be great, it could be shite.
It's probably like a weekend game, a week game.
Something to try anyway.
Months.
But other than that, Bobby, if you have anything to add, do you want to do the wee bit of the outro?
No, just like the show, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, do all good stuff. Email. If you have any email questions, readyuppod@gmail.com.
And if your girlfriend's holding a very big phone and you have a very small penis like ourselves,
Hold on, what are you bringing me into it for?
you can't pee in front of people. There's obviously something going on there with sizes.
Doesn't mean that.
You may,
Maybe that's your reason.
Partially. But if your girlfriend's having a very big phone and you have a very small willy, you may look elsewhere, mate. She's probably wanting something to fill her better. Yeah. So, see you next week.
See you next week.